Kaido past reveal. The strongest creature alive. That's a very controversial title in the One Piece story. Like, I've made multiple videos talking about Kaido and his power and his strength, and it always goes into a crazy war in the comment section on who's the strongest Yonko, who's the strongest character. It's hilarious, but one-on-one, it says bet on Kaido on land, sea, or air. Yo, he has sunk 9 prison mammoth ships. Yo, these huge battleships. Yo, he's sinking these ships. Yes, he was beaten 7 times. He was caught by the Marines and Yonko 18 times. But yo, they try to hang him, didn't work. They try to guillotine him, it didn't work. And they try to skewer him, it didn't work. All I'm gonna say is this man Kaido is a force to be reckoned with. That durability, that physical strength, he's a monster. In today's video, I will be discussing the man known as Kaido. Yes, the Yonko 100 Beast. I'm just going to be discussing his past and what he has gone through, and pretty much my thoughts and a theory at the end, pretty much giving my speculation on this spooky character. Now, before we dive into his past, one of the most hyped up battles in the One Piece story, like in the entire One Piece story, is Monkey D. Luffy, the future Pirate King, versus Kaido, the strongest creature alive. That battle should be happening soon. I personally feel like it's gonna be multiple battles. It's been hyped up since the arc of Punk Hazard and has been set up since the arc of Fishman Island. The reason why I say that it's been set up since Fishman Island is because the whole situation of Caribou knowing about the ancient weapon, and then Caribou being caught by X-Drake, who works under Kaido, and the whole Madame Shirley situation where Madame Shirley predicts that Fishman Island will be destroyed by Luffy. I personally feel like Kaido and Luffy is going to have a connection for why Fishman Island is destroyed. Just my speculation on the subject at hand. And before we get to Kaido's deep past, way back then, let's talk about something that happened really like 2 years ago. That was the whole Kaido going to try to defeat Whitebeard. That was a very interesting topic, and I'll go deeper down when this video goes longer, but I want to say this. Shanks, yes, the whole situation of Shanks. People say Shanks beat Kaido. He defeated Kaido and then went all the way back to Marineford in such quick time. I personally feel like Shanks did not beat Kaido. I personally feel like Shanks and Kaido, actually, it wasn't really a discussion. It was more of a deal that was made between these two characters. People say it's the road Poneglyph. So I personally feel like it had something to do with Monkey D. Luffy, and it'll be brought up in their actual fight with Monkey D. Luffy and Kaido. So I feel like Shanks did not beat Kaido and then went all the way. I think Shanks stopped Kaido by making a deal with him to make him hold him back from actually going to attack Whitebeard. Because imagine Whitebeard being attacked by another Yonko and then has to deal with the Marines and Ace. It would just be too much of a headache. Yes, I said it, a headache for the man known as Shirohige. Now, the biggest question I see a lot of people ask is, how is Kaido not able to die? This man is trying to kill himself. He's committing suicide on himself and it's not working. And personally, I feel like it has to do with the connections we saw in Dressrosa when it comes to Doflamingo. Doflamingo really wanted Trafalgar Law, who had a special power, to grant him immortality. That's because Law can do the immortal, I don't know why I'm stuttering, immortal surgery. And honestly, I personally feel like the previous Opi no Mi user actually was the one who did the immortal surgery to Kaido, and that's why Doflamingo knows 100% it will work, because Kaido is the living proof. That's just a guess of mine. Doflamingo did work under Kaido, Joker, but I do want to say this. People say, what if he just ate a adult fruit that was a mythical zone and that made him not able to die? But the reason why I don't think it's that, because if he ate a adult fruit and that's the reason why he can't die, why wouldn't he just eat another one? Because you know you can't eat two unless you're Blackbeard or some sort. So that's just my thoughts on the subject. I'll say it again, at hand. Now, I mentioned this in the early part of the video. Kaido's past, when it comes to battles, he has been defeated 7 times. The people say, oh, he's the strongest creature alive. I personally feel like before he became the strongest creature alive, most of these were to happen, the defeats. But I wouldn't be surprised if he got defeated even after he was the strongest creature alive. We don't know what connotation that has to it. I personally feel like it has to do more with physicality and how like he's so durable and how strong he is. It's maybe hockey related. But I definitely feel like just because he's the strongest creature, he can still lose in a battle. He just couldn't die in that battle. Now, 18 times he was captured by the Navy and the Yonko. And I think the first Yonko that comes to my mind, well, the former Yonko, was Whitebeard. I feel like Whitebeard beat him many times. A lot of the 7 defeats probably came from Whitebeard. The fact that he was chasing Whitebeard, and we know Kaido is chasing suicide too, I personally feel like that Whitebeard was the closest person to actually give him suicide. That's why after he knew Whitebeard was gonna, like, Whitebeard was going to die at Marineford. He probably knew that. And he wanted one more quick battle battle with Whitebeard just to see if one more chance to see Whitebeard can kill him. That's my whole guess on the subject. We know that when Whitebeard was found to be dead, Kaido was so sad, like, oh man, I wish that was me, probably. That's what he was pretty much saying. So some crazy stuff there. Another Yonko at which I believe that he was defeated by, or okay, it doesn't say that the Yonkos defeated him 7 times, but it says that he was caught 18 times by the Navy and the Yonko. I'm just assuming right now that some of those defeats were by the Yonko, but I think one of Yonko I want to talk about is Big Mom. And yes, I have to talk about some quick spoilers, so mute the video. You see the spoiler warning. When you see the spoiler warning gone, then don't mute the unmute the video. So let me discuss Big Mom, and I'm gonna say this right now. Yes, we know her past with the whole situation of Goldie Roger, and like, let's be honest, she's a part of Roger's era. If Roger's sneaking around Big Mom, her age gap, I believe she's around like a little bit younger than Whitebeard and Roger. That's my guess right now. I think it's been revealed in the interview. I'm not too sure right now, but I definitely feel like she has to be respected. She is one of the persons who was a part of Roger's era, so I feel like Big Mom definitely maybe was one of the Yonkos that took out Kaido. We know her body is like an iron, it's like a solid, so she definitely has the physical attributes, but we got to see more of her past. It's just a guess of mine, a speculation. Now we know that a Roger pirate, yes, a person who was a part of the Rogers pirate, Kozuki Oden of the Wano, was killed by Kaido. Now a lot of people are saying, okay, he killed the Roger pirate, this is showing his ambitions. It's just crazy there, the whole situation there. And I personally feel like we're gonna get a flashback to maybe Goldie Roger and Kaido in the past. Maybe we'll see something cool there. I'm not too sure, but I think it'll be interesting if we saw Kaido maybe getting one of his defeats by the actual Pirate King. But that's really weird because we don't know when Kaido actually was battling. When did he start becoming a pirate? We just don't know right now. Now, the biggest thing I want to talk about when it comes to Kaido and his past is a character known as Gecko Moria. And a lot of people are going to be like, come on, Matt, Gecko Moria? You're going to talk about Gecko Moria as one of the biggest things in this video. But honestly, I think it's the most interesting thing when it comes to Kaido's past. It's one of the most concrete things we actually learned in the One Piece story. They were hyping up Gecko Moria and Kaido. Like, this is the man Gecko Moria who actually was rivaling Kaido in the past. And Gecko Moria at his own mouth said that Kaido, if he had this power of Oz, he would not lose to Kaido. And we know Gecko Moria lost his whole crew, and that whole defeat to Kaido really impacted him. It changed his whole outlook on things. He tried to use other people's power rather than himself like before. So I personally feel like this defeat to Luffy might help Gecko Moria become back to his old self. But I want to talk about how Kaido defeated Gecko Moria, because if you're rivaling another person, like, that means you guys were pretty much equal. Like, you were not, like, there was not someone who was very hugely stronger than the other. But if we look back, Kaido just killed his whole crew in that final battle and defeated Moria. I think the reason why Kaido made a huge gap between Moria and himself was maybe a Zoan awakening. Now, we've seen a Paramecia awakening and we've seen Zoan awakened, but we haven't seen the process of Zoans actually using awakening. So I would think Kaido maybe using his awakening for the first time. I think something major happened to him to trigger an awakening. Gecko Moria might have did something so savage that got him so pissed off. I'm not too sure. It's just a guess of mine, but I think the awakening definitely has to do with Kaido killing all of Moria's crew. It was savage, it was badass, it was lit. This man is a beast. It's an understatement to say he's a beast. So he's probably a mythical beast. I'm not too sure what he is, but he has so many Delphoid users, Zoan users under him. He also has a road poneglyph, and like road poneglyphs, that's crazy. The information we got at Zou and how it's the key to the One Piece, pretty much the key to Raftel, and you need 4 of them. So we know it's huge stuff going on there when it comes to that. I also want to say this. It'll be a great challenge for Luffy to actually take out Kaido. We see Luffy and Zou talking about how I'm gonna defeat Kaido, and he's all hyped up. But even the creator of One Piece, when you know what's crazy, when the creator of the series is not sure how his main character is gonna defeat the strongest creature alive. So I'm definitely excited to see what goes down. Will it happen in the Wano arc? I personally feel like it's gonna have multiple battles. I think Wano might be a place where they fight. I think a place where they fight also might be Fishman Island. And personally, I feel like when the fight is over, I think Kaido is going to be really enjoying that match. Maybe the Shanks made a deal to Kaido saying it's going to be a character who's going to give you the best fight of your life. He might even kill you, something like that. I'm not too sure. Just guessing right now. I'm just speculating. At the end of the video, you guys know I just speculate. But I personally want to say this. after Kaido is defeated, we might get a flashback, kind of the same way it was when it comes to Whitebeard. But I want a more detail. I think a more detailed flashback would be cool. Learning so much about Kaido, his personality, what made him the way he is. And yo, I'm telling you right now, yo, Kaido, I personally feel like he might be redeemed. He might be redeemed in his flashback, but not to the point where we're like, okay, we're not gonna excuse his crimes from prior. But yo, he's a pirate, yo. Kaido's a pirate, man. They don't follow the rules, they don't follow the law. So hype stuff. I'm so excited. Wano begins in the beginning of 2017. We're definitely gonna get more information, so the hype will not die down. And that's just my thoughts on the subject at hand. Like and share if you enjoyed, like and share only if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more One Piece content. I'm the Legend Mac, and I'm gone.